DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin with DreAllDay.com. Topic of this video is that weakness will always be met with aggression. And the concept and the idea, the understanding, better get said, that I want to get across in this video is that this is simple human nature. This is not people are bad or people are negative or people are users or anything like that you might generally think about people that are just negative individuals, like that certain people might be negative or bad, or that people in general are like this, or certain people from certain places. Those things in general are not true. What in general is true about human nature is that anytime a person shows weakness and a willingness to comply or compromise, especially when you show a little bit too much willingness to comply or compromise, it is only natural that other humans will respond by taking advantage of that show and take advantage of you in the process. Why? Because you are showing yourself to be that, and all they're doing is creating balance in the relationship. It's like, I used to watch this guy named Cesar Millan. He had this show, I forget the name of the show, but he was like a dog expert. He's still out there. He wrote a couple books, and I used to have dogs back in the day, so I would watch the show because I liked seeing what he talked about. And Cesar would talk about how dogs are pack animals. I don't want to relate this to humans. And he said, if somebody has a dog and you do not lead the dog as to how things are going to go, then the dog will lead you, because dogs are wired to be in a pack. They're wired to have a leader and a follower, even if it's just two individuals. And if you don't lead the dog guaranteed will lead you. Now, if you lead the dog, he will follow you. But if you don't lead it, then the dog will lead you. And somebody has to lead. But it's not like y'all are both leaders. That doesn't work like that. And it's similar when it comes to human beings and our energies and the way that we show up. If you do not step up and show strength and willingness to, let's say, we could even call it aggression, or you can call it assertiveness, let's call it that, in any relationship, then the other person is going to assert themselves, and you may feel like you're being taken advantage of when that's really not what it is. Because as the saying goes, there are no victims in life, there are only volunteers. See, people can't take advantage of you. You just volunteer to be taken advantage of because of your approach. That other person didn't do anything wrong. All they did was supply what was missing in a relationship, because you weren't providing the assertiveness, so they provided it. And they ended up getting, maybe, I guess you can call it, more out of the situation than you got out of it, because you're looking back like, man, I could have got more out of this if I had done this, or why did this person do that to me? Why didn't they do this instead? When you're looking back on the situation, well, what did you not do that allowed that situation to become what it became? Well, how much ownership are you taking of the situation and why it ended up the way that it ended up? And this whole thing applies not only in one-on-one individual communication, but also in life in general. When you are weak and in a position of weakness, things happen, and people will do things because they can, because you're allowing them to do so. Think back to the COVID situation. How many of you, now there are some of you watching this who, when the COVID situation came out, right, and both presidents, both Trump and Biden, so this is a bipartisan topic, when both presidents came out and said, if you get the jab, you're not going to get sick. They both said that. They're both on the record. They're both on video saying it. How many of you went and got the jab because you actually wanted to get the jab and you believed, wrongly it ends up because you were lied to or misled, whatever way you want to look at it, that getting the jab means you're not going to get sick? Some of you got it because of that. A bunch of you, on the other hand, got it for another reason, because you were told that if you don't get this jab, that this virus is deadly and it'll kill you. So what do people do? They took advantage of that. Some of you were told if you don't get this jab, you're going to get fired from your job. Some of you are told you don't get this jab, you can't come back to campus at the school that you go to. So, and because you were in this weakened state mentally of, damn, if I don't do this, then this is going to happen, that it insinuated that fear into you, and fear creates weakness. Because of that weakness, what happened? You got taken advantage of. And the advantage was you got that jab put in you, and the pharmaceutical companies made millions of dollars off putting that jab in people, and the jab didn't even do what a vaccine is supposed to do. Then they changed the definition of vaccine so nobody can feel like they got duped and bullied into the situation. And we all know that's exactly what they did, right? So this is what happens in life. Whenever you are willing to be weak, or you are weak, there is someone or something that will gladly take advantage of that weakness and use it against you. This is simple human nature. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. This is just how it works. It's just how the universe balances things out. So with all that in mind, let me remind you all that I send out a daily motivation text message free of charge every morning to everybody in my text community. It's guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start your day. All you got to do to get it is text me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. And every day when that message goes out, you'll receive it straight to your phone free of charge. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. That is a place where I have my coaching programs. That's a program that will help you with this issue, this challenge that I just laid out. Is my program called Bulletproof Mindset 2.0. You get access to Bulletproof Mindset 2.0 and 40 other trainings, 40 other frameworks and courses, and direct coaching from me, and my 2 physical mailings that I send to your physical mailbox every month. Bulletproof Bulletin and the Black Book, all of that by joining the university at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.